So here we have our like driver monitoring system. This is the perfect setup for people with like vehicles, cars, like buses, trucks, who want to monitor the driving just for fatigue, distraction, phone calls, no seatbelt, like no driver there. It's obviously got like 4G GPS. It links into the service. If you have like a fleet of these, you can obviously like log into your browser and view them all, like see where they all are. You can see any like alarms or reports that have been done on them. Like it's got like AI, so it uses like AI to like work out if the driver's smoking or if the driver is like yawning. It's got smart like facial recognition, so as soon as you jump in the car, it like knows who that driver is. So it logs all events to them. So it's a pretty handy system, super easy to install. I'll cover some more about it in this like video, but this is a bit of an overview video, just like showing you what it can do and like who it is for. So yeah, trucks, buses, vehicles, like utes,
no seatbelt.
Like whoever needs it. It's the ideal sort of like system
No seatbelt.
to like easily put in like a driver like monitoring system. So you could like see there, I was blocking the camera, but it was trying to pick me up for a no seatbelt.
Abnormal driving attitude.
And now I've been looking away from the road for a while. So these are all the sort of like alarms you can set up and the different things it can do. And it's fairly easy to set up. You just use the app here, and then it can also hook through to the server, and we have like a browser-based login. Just a quick video like showing our driver, just an overview of our driver vehicle management system. So you obviously got like an in-cab camera here, adjustable side to side, up and down, and then obviously on the front you have a front-facing camera. Now built into this a unit here, you have it's obviously got like GPS, the 4G, and all your like warnings and like whatnot. So they're fairly easy to install. Stick pad onto here. Well, up in here you have your GPS and your 4G, and then that like sort of mounts on the dash like that. And for your like power, you have 3 wires here. So you got a ground, a constant power, which is yellow, and which is a red, and like an ACC power here, which is like yellow. So like that just needs to be like hooked up, like however you want to hook it up. So that'll depend on if it's in a car, a bus, or a truck, but it has a wide range of like voltage input. So 12 to 30 volt is fine. You just need like an ACC source, a constant 12 volt source, and a ground. So that's basically it. It's easy to install, and it's like gonna allow you to monitor driving and set different parameters. So obviously you got your basic ones, speed alarms, but like also you can have like yawning. It uses like AI detection to pick up like yawning, using a cell phone, distraction, and you can set all these like settings how you need to have them. And it also has smart login, so it will like recognize the face, and you program this in. So let's just say like as soon as you jump in the car, it says face recognized, and you're like logged in. So any like alarms that happen when this is in for that driver will go to that person's profile. Yeah, so the cable goes to like the top up there for that. Then and on the side here you have 2 like SD cards. So like micro SD cards can take up to like 512. So that gives you sort of 1 terabyte like storage in total. So that's recording front and back. So you're always going to have that data recorded, that footage recorded. Also obviously has G sensor built in here. So if there's a crash or whatever, that like footage will be like locked out. Now that like footage can be viewed from the app or from the like SD card, or like so also you can obviously like access like this because it has like a SIM card in it from a desktop or computer or just like server. So if you're like using these in like a fleet like situation, install it, use your phone in the app to set it up, and then it'll be sending data into the server, and like you can see the whole range you have in there. So in the kit you basically get like this to help you like install it, just to like make sure that there is level. Trim tool, so you can sort of pop the trim off if you want to like to run it down the side here, which the majority of people will do. And you get like an extra output cable, so you can run like extra cables, 2 extra cameras out of this. So potentially, and you can give us a call and speak to us about this, but potentially you could have the reverse camera coming into here too, and then actually splice the reverse camera into like a clip-in like monitor or whatever, so you can still see the reverse camera, but it's also recording on here for data. You could also use like a side camera for pedestrian blind spot like monitoring, which inside here there's obviously, it's got a small computer system in here, small CPU in here, so it can like process that sort of data. It's like the same as the AI like alarms. It's like processing like those just from its like own computer power. So it's like using its own like CPU in here to do the AI alarms for like yawning or a driver distraction or like no seatbelt. So installing it's pretty straightforward. Like once it's installed, you power it up. Like SIM card goes in the top here if you put like a SIM card in, like SD card in here. This little slot here is for those extra cameras if you want to use those extra cameras. And then you just need to open up the app and use the app. So we're just in the app here. Well, I won't go too in depth to it, but obviously you just heard it say no seatbelt here. I've jumped in the car, we're not like moving, and it's telling me we've got no seatbelt on. So these are all alarms you can adjust and change. So it's like picking up that there isn't any like seatbelt on here. So it's just using like AI to work out you didn't have a seatbelt on. You can see that alarms change now. So basically what you use the app for is for like setting it up. So you do the calibration in the app, and we'll cover these more other videos. This is just an overview video. We do like face recognition, because obviously once you jump in the car, it recognizes the face and it calls it like a user. So like any alarms that happen to that like user, obviously go to that user. We go, obviously you can like view the video in here, obviously front and back. You can sort of make sure the cameras are looking okay. But the main things you can check in here, you've got like 4G, that's all okay. The GPS is like picking up signals, that's okay. You can come into here and there's plenty like settings to do in here, but majority of people are using this for a front and rear, front and driver dash cam and sort of driver sort of monitoring system. So when you come into your AI setup here, you can see we have like DMS here, which we'll just cover like now. So we can obviously also do,
normal driving attitude.
So like lane departure, and obviously like signal if you get too close to cars and like stuff as well, which is on channel 1, which is like the front camera. But channel 2 we're doing DMS, which is the driver like monitoring system. And you can see if we obviously come into here, so we can like sort of set all these like alarms up. We can also customize this software if you want some extra things like added or like whatnot. But like for example, distraction, you can enable that alarm, and like this is how far the person has to tilt their head and how long they have to be looking the other way for before it will alarm, and the speed they have to be going over before they do it, because obviously if you're stopped and you are looking left and like right, you don't want to be getting an alarm. So that's basically how you go through here, and that's just a quick overview. We'll have other videos like showing you what you do, but that is what the app can do. And obviously it's all fairly straightforward to install, so it is the perfect setup if you want a driver monitoring like system. It's easy to use like one-off or in like fleet scenarios.